Man of Steel. More like Man of Bullshit. God damn, where do I even start with this movie? For starters, there's fucking shaky cam everywhere. Fuck, saying shaky cam's an insult to shaky cam. It's way worse than that. It's like the entire film was done by a 12-year-old with ADHD who wasn't strong enough to lift the bloody camera still. How would you like it if I did this the rest of the video? It'd be fucking horrible! And I'm filming with a shitty webcam for nothing, because I don't have anything fucking better to do. Some wanker got paid thousands of dollars for filming Man of Steel. That's horse shit. So what else have we got wrong? Well, for starters, fine, the film has lots of pretty explosions and shit. Or at least it does when the camera stays fucking still long enough to see the explosions. But this is Superman. It's supposed to be inspiring. It's supposed to have heart. Man of Steel has less heart than a bag of lettuce. It's not even remotely inspiring. It specifically tells people to go inside the buildings, then proceeds to punch people into the buildings. It saves one person as a token because the writers were like, oh shit, this is meant to be Superman. Then he spends the rest of the film happily flying around while people die. He punches someone into a goddamn nuclear power plant. And you could say, well, his mum was being threatened, so it's excusable because he were angry. But you know what? If I go next door and set my neighbour's house on fire, when the police turn up, if I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry, but I was angry, they're not going to let me off. There's no wonder Lex hates Superman. He's a complete fucking asshole. And the villains are complete morons. They'll just sit around and wait for Superman to kill them, and I do mean kill them. And the terraforming machine has a giant octopus cloud monster protecting one side, but nothing protecting it on the other side of the planet. And after Fantastic Four, people should have fucking learned space clouds are not okay. And then Kryptonian armour just happens to give them the exact same strength as Superman, which just makes Kryptonian powers pointless. And it's a comic book movie, I know, so I can accept some things to be taken for granted. Like, Superman can fly, even though it tries to explain it with a stupid explanation. But that's okay, it's a comic. Lois is inexplicably everywhere all the time. That's fine. But I can't excuse a character who's supposed to be super intelligent acting like they have less brain cells than the coalition government. The genetic codex is supposed to be the Kryptonians' most valuable artifact, so why is it just sat in the middle of a lake where any tosser can swim in and just take it without any repercussions? Kryptonians are meant to be fucking super geniuses. Why is the most important artifact less secure than Lindsay Lohan's underwear? And you know what? I think Henry Cavill's a good actor. I think he's a good Superman. He's got the puppy dog eyes, he's got the sympathetic face, he's a great Superman. Or at least it would have been if it'd have actually been any time to fucking, act. It's like when they were writing, they wrote all their awesome ideas for big set pieces out first with the intention of filling in afterwards. Then they realised they almost had an entire film, so they just padded it out with scenes of random people running around aimlessly and gawking at fucking scenery. I mean, seriously, the entire film's a mess. It's just set piece, future set piece, flashback set piece, slightly less far back set piece, even further far back set piece. The entire movie doesn't give you one reason to give a fuck about any of the characters. There's zero investment. Also, why is everyone an asshole? Superman's well unlucky. He's got two fathers and both of them are absolute cunts. I'm fine with Pa Kent being flawed and not some holy paragon of virtue, but he straight up tells Clark he should let a bus full of people die. There's no wonder Superman's fine with killing Zod at the end. His father's moral compass is lets people die if it's convenient. Add to all of that mess a wooden acting, 5-minute bit of exposition which just repeats what you spent the first 20 minutes of the movie watching as if you're a fucking moron. And the fact the entire movie jacks off the US military harder than Michael Bay's entire catalogue, and you've got yourself Man of Steel. And I wanted to like this movie. I still do. I love DC. and I love Superman. I mean, seriously, I fucking love DC. But Man of Steel, fuck. Man of Steel was horrible. And you could say, well, oh, clearly you had too high expectations. But you know what? That's bollocks. If I go to a restaurant and I expect a pie, but I get a salad, the fact I was expecting better doesn't mean the salad's actually okay and you should accept that it's mediocre. It's still fucking bullshit. And the movie is still bullshit. And the main defence I have for this movie is, well, people just don't like it because Zod gets killed and not my Superman. But you know what? I'm well aware he's killed people before, and you know, I've just given plenty of legitimate reasons to hate the movie without even touching on that. And even accepting Superman killing when there's absolutely no alternative, which would be fine. In Man of Steel, he has plenty of alternative. It could lift him into space, it could cover up his eyes, knock him out. It doesn't even fucking try to do anything else. Zod says, your only choice is to kill me, Superman. And Supes is just like, lol, sure, okay, if you say so, snap. Then there's a terrible dramatic howl afterwards, which are just as bad as Vader's no. And then it cuts immediately to a happy scene where he's completely moved on and the consequences of killing Zod are zero. Also, nice way of conveying a plot point, Snyder. Just have a moron saying, what's terraforming? Superman's hot. Fuck that bitch. It's got all of the elements of Superman in name, sure. It's got Clark, the Kents. It's got Lois, who's just kind of there. It's got the Daily Planet, sure. But it completely misses the point of all of them. So, how bad of an adaptation of Superman would I say it is? Well, I'd rather watch Superman Returns. I'd rather watch Quest for Peace. And sure, it's absolute garbage. But at least it's funnily bad. It kind of has a soul, rather than sucking out your soul like Man of Steel. Hell, I'd even say the NES Superman's a better adaptation. At least Superman fucking saves people in it. You'd think it was Stephen Moffat's Doctor Who. And you know what, I would rather play Superman 64 than watch Man of Steel. Well, alright, I wouldn't rather do that. No one would fucking rather do that. But I'd rather not watch Man of Steel either. And you know what, the trailers were so good too. They were fucking fantastic. And the theme song is incredible. It's a shame it's only in the fucking credits. I hated it. I really hated it. I'd give Man of Steel 3 out of 10 for making me respond.